Everyone wants to shift the room's energy by walking in. The alternative, fading into the background while your ideas get talked over, is exhausting. If you look online for a solution, you'll be handed a massive list of psychological hacks. You're told that memorizing 15 different tricks for eye contact, mirroring, and mystery is the foolproof shortcut to social power. But think about what actually happens when you try to run that script in real life. You're standing in front of someone, actively calculating your posture, perfectly timing their name, and balancing the mystery, all while supposedly listening to what they are saying. That mental multitasking destroys your actual presence. Instead of looking confident, you look distracted, robotic, and if they catch you mirroring, deeply manipulative. Let's throw out the checklist and look at this matrix. We need to evaluate these behaviors based on actual ROI. We're mapping these skills with social impact on the vertical axis and the cognitive effort, plus the risk of backfiring, on the horizontal axis. Real social leverage requires prioritizing the inputs that give you the highest return for the lowest mental tax, allowing you to actually remain engaged in the conversation. The best place to start is with behaviors that cost you almost nothing to execute. High-yield physiology. Before you even open your mouth, people are reading your baseline signals. An open chest, upright shoulders, and slow, controlled hand movements set the foundation. Restless pacing and shrinking your body physically broadcast anxiety. Slowing down your movements proves you are comfortable taking up space, which signals immediate security to everyone around you. On our chart, this physical baseline sits firmly in the top left quadrant. It delivers high social impact for very low cognitive load. But look closely at eye contact. Locking eyes without breaking stops projects trust and starts reading as aggressive dominance. To soften that intensity, you pair it with a genuine smile. Because of the mirror neuron effect, your authentic smile actually forces the other person's nervous system to relax and match your positive state. The catch is that humans are highly evolved to detect a fake mechanical grin. If you force it without any real warmth, people instantly raise their guards. Calibrating your physical presence, calculated tactics. This involves consciously copying someone's breathing rate and posture, or intentionally speaking in half answers to manufacture a sense of mystery. In theory, giving someone puzzle pieces instead of the whole picture forces their brain to engage. They have to invest effort to figure you out, which can quickly accelerate a connection. We map these tactics into the middle right. They carry a severe cognitive load and massive risk. If you spend conversations actively analyzing how someone sits just to copy it, you aren't listening. The interaction takes on the vibe of a performance. The same logic applies to the scarcity principle. Protecting your time, not instantly answering every text or agreeing to every plan, elevates your perceived value. There is a razor-thin line between holding genuine boundaries and weaponizing your availability just to seem important. If you artificially delay your replies for the sake of a tactic, high-value peers won't chase you. They will assume you are arrogant or unreliable, and they will move on. When you use your absence to manipulate others rather than simply protecting your own focus, it becomes a liability. These calculated moves might bypass the initial friction of meeting someone new. But the moment you cross the line into manipulation, you destroy the baseline respect you just built. That brings us to the most demanding, highest return tier of social behavior, the authenticity engine. This is the practice of letting someone finish their entire thought without cutting them off to interject your own story. It sounds basic, but it is incredibly difficult. It requires you to actively silence your ego and suppress the urge to formulate your reply while they are still talking. On our matrix, active listening locks right into the absolute top right corner. It demands maximum effort, but delivers maximum impact. You pair that listening with specific, earned compliments, acknowledging the actual effort they put into a task. By recognizing their hard work, you give them the rarest feeling in the modern world, the feeling of actually being understood. No calculated pause or perfectly timed mirror movement can compete with the emotional return of just shutting off your ego and being entirely present in the room. Let's translate this chart into specific playbooks for 3 different personality types. If you struggle with social anxiety, drop the complex tactics immediately. Ignore the scarcity principle and forget about creating forced mystery. You must trade the safety of blending in for the physical discomfort of taking up space. Your only focus should be keeping your shoulders back, maintaining steady eye contact, and listening. If you are the optimizer who constantly tries to hack social dynamics, you need to stop over-engineering your conversations and drop the fake intrigue. Your trade-off is surrendering the need to control the interaction. Your highest return will come from showing self-deprecating humor and offering rare, highly specific compliments. And for the professional networker, these tools bridge the gap of stranger danger to establish rapid trust, not to manipulate professional boundaries. The paradox of all social dynamics is that the most magnetic people in the world are never the ones actively trying to prove their importance. The final data point on our matrix is where cognitive load drops to zero. When you move past the need to perform and simply inhabit the room, you free up your entire mental capacity to engage. That lack of friction is what people actually respond to.